You want to know what guys really think and talk about behind closed doors? Look no further. Welcome to the Other Guys Podcasts. You'll most likely be offended, but you'll probably laugh too. So, enjoy.
Hey, world, and Kirk Hicks.
Yeah, slamming into March.
Yeah,
We're doing it.
we're almost to 2020.
Yeah, we're getting there.
That's really weird.
What's the yeah.
I don't know the math on it, but
We're 2 months down out of 12.
yeah,
That's like, some sort of percentage of a year.
Right,
It's just
right.
flying right by. And this is the worst part of the year to get through too. So
February and March are rough.
we get past these January, February, we're just killing it,
Yeah.
The rest of the year is going to be like a good time.
You just gotta hope for snow to fuck off. Anyways, this is the Other Guys Podcast for those just tuning in. I'm Kevin. This is Kirk.
Hi. How you doing?
This is a helpline. Kirk, what is a helpline, if you want to explain it to the boys and girls of the world?
The helpline is normally a lot of young, confused people with questions about their life or just life in general. And they reach out to us, but not inadvertently. They just mostly post these sort of questions on Reddit or other internet forums. And we kind of go in like a vulture and we snatch up their problem. And then, unlike a vulture, we then give them great advice.
Yeah, unlike a vulture.
Because a vulture just takes what he wants, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you are listening to this and you have a legit problem, or maybe it's a friend's problem, a friend of a friend's problem, or maybe it's just a fake problem.
Or hypothetical question.
Hypotheticals, like, we love that shit too. So, yeah, we have things like Facebook, Twitters, and all that shit.
YouTubes now?
The YouTubes.
We got YouTubes. We got you can comment in there. You can direct message. It goes right to Kevin.
Instagram DMs, shit like that, right?
If you want to send us pictures as well.
Yeah.
We appreciate nudes, GIFs,
Yep.
memes, all kinds of things, really.
Not links to cam sites, though. I've been getting quite a bit of those. I do not want any more of those.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Tell me about it.
Send us your problems. We're gonna solve them. We're like the Ghostbusters, and your problems are like ghosts. We're gonna bust.
And this podcast is like Ecto 1. Woo woo.
Yeah, there you go.
Coming for you.
Yeah.
Ghosts.
Anyways, I want to do a quick shout out. We've been working on this thing for a while. Calling like the people that actually listen to this pod and that like the show, that actually, engage and comment. We're calling them the others right now.
Yeah, it's true.
The others.
So all 16 of you, thank you very much.
But right now, the most proactive one, she actually went on our
Carolyn?
Carolyn, yeah, she went on our SoundCloud, made some comments.
That's good. Good ones or?
Yeah, good comments.
It was positive.
Good comments.
Yeah.
But she's right now the leader of the others.
Nice.
So
who is the leader of the others in like the show Lost?
I think it was Jacob. No.
Yeah, is that weird, creepy dude with the glasses, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it was Jacob. You're right. I think you're right.
Right. Well, in this version of the others, it's led by Carolyn. So thank you for being our number one fan. And,
You're much better than Jacob. That's for
and
sure.
if you have a problem, we're good at solving everybody's problems. Yours too.
We just can't solve any like mass global conflicts, like economic crises or like pending war or pending like terrorist, insurgencies and stuff like that. I mean, we can give our best bet, but like no one's gonna be listening to us at that point.
Yes.
They're not gonna go like, oh, where can I solve global hunger? Oh, this guy's podcast. It maybe they would, but I mean, like, I just feel like we're kind of like in that sense out of our league.
Yes. For now. We're working our way up to the big leagues. For now, let's start with like little people's problems, and not.
You mean little people?
No,
like, not those little people.
Not
we could though.
Midgets or.
I mean, do you think that you'd have problems giving little people?
No, I have
advice because then most of your advice comes from being a bigger person.
I have no problem giving small people or big people advice.
I think normally it's just like get a stool or something. That's like the best advice. Like, how do I have sex with a woman who's like a regular size woman? Get a stool.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
no, there it is.
Advice for.
I mean, that's a hypothetical, and I've already answered it.
Done.
Done.
Okay, so let's dig into some real people's problems. This one's kind of me and you, Kirk. We've dealt with this, and I think most people have too. So the question is, how to deal with someone you can't stand. So, to go into detail, the person is like, I don't really know how to begin this because I myself not sure what exactly angers me about this person. She is just so annoying about everything she. Okay. And it sounds like I hate her for no reason, but is actually a bunch of small little things that got built up. And she is not someone I can just ignore because she lives with me. Oh. Well, so I don't know. I mean, I'm a little intrigued about this.
There's no specifics here. I want to. If I knew what these little things were.
Okay, so they live with each other.
Yeah, so it's like someone's not replacing the toilet paper or something like that, or people leaving dishes in the sink, or like not doing their chores, or like leaving the door open, or like farting and really close to them and then walking away. I mean, there's all kinds of types of things, right?
Right. I can't tell if it's a guy or a girl.
These sound like girls. Like I don't.
Okay.
This sounds like a girl to me. While you read it, but I could be wrong.
Okay, because if it was a guy, I was going to be like.
It says she.
Yeah.
So one of them is a girl.
The roommate, the annoying one, is the girl.
Also, like, I think like guys would be like to the point. If it was a guy and a girl, he'd be like, "Yeah, she's leaving her tampons everywhere."
Right.
Or the girl maybe is like, "I'll just be kind of like."
So are you assuming
girls? I think women they'll skirt around the issue. They'll just say, "I have a problem with this person." They won't say exactly why, So
okay, so you know what? According to Kirk's deduction, because this person skirted around the questions, we're gonna assume that she's a female.
Does that
why
safe
not?
to say? I think we're gonna go for it. What's her username? Anonymous.
Cloutst 19 KLOUDIST.
Clout like the app Clout. Yeah, I remember using
and
that.
19. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But let's go assume. But anyways,
that's gender neutral right there.
There you go. She's a gender neutral. She's a non-binary. What you call it?
Non-binary number. Not a 0 or a 1.
The question is, she has an annoying roommate. Obviously, no specifics, but she just, little things are starting to get to her, and she's starting to build up this little anger towards her. What do you think this person should do, Kirk? As an annoying person,
as someone like I'm annoying to people sometimes, and people annoy me. So I think I've realized with stuff like roommates, you probably gotta be, or like people you work with, it's best to address these things as they come, because even though they're little, if you don't address them, and then the thing is, you could blow up about them eventually if it really just starts building up, like it happens all the time, because then like that person isn't going to stop until you address it. So the more it goes on and on, the more you're going to get mad, more chances you're going to blow up. You're going to get really mad at that person. You might it might suffer your relationship. You might end up like they might want to move out, or you might want to move out. Whereas if you just get on them right away, and hopefully they understand, and then normally most people do. Most people are pretty reasonable when you give them like, this is what's kind of bothering me, being upfront. And then I guess at that point, if they don't change, then you have reason to worry. But if you're not on top, so the weird thing is you have to be on top of people, basically. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know about being on top of people.
No,
I think you're right when it comes to, like, if you have a problem with a person, they're causing you some type of whatever, you do need to address the situation, because if you let it go, they're going to assume that it's okay, right? That's how...
They'll never know the difference. They'll just think they won't know that thing they're doing is annoying you until, like, yeah.
But I think there's two key factors. Me personally, like, I've never really... Like, I've dealt with annoying people. But the way I do it is, at the end of the day, I'm personally... I've always come with this thing: if it's not going to be a big deal in 5 years, who gives a fuck, right? So don't get worked up about shit. But if there's something that obviously is starting to get at you, whatever, you do need to nip it in the bud. But I think the way you get about it is you need to. I forgot where I read this, but it's when you're trying to give somebody constructive criticism, or you're trying to ask them to do something, you can't just tell them, like, stop farting. You can't just say that, because they'll be like, ugh. You need to do. You need
they'll fart.
They'll just fart more. You need to do what they call, like, You got to sandwich it up. So you need to put something nice in front of it, then the problem, and then something nice at the end of it. So a sandwich, right? So, for instance, Kurt, give me an annoying thing you might do.
That I might do?
Yeah, hit me with some annoying thing you might do.
I gotta trim my beard a lot, so sometimes even though I try to keep the sink clear of all the hair, there's just hair probably places, right?
Right. Okay, so here's how I'm gonna approach it. Man, Kirk, man, you're a fucking manly man. I mean, your beard's looking fucking mighty fucking sweet.
It's like a thistle.
Yeah. By the way, what do you call it? When you were trimming your hair, just sometimes you get it around the sink. Just
I take offense to that.
No, man. You have a really you have a really sweet beard though.
Oh, thank you.
Done. See, nipped it in the fucking bud.
But I'm sort of.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Now you've told me, so now
I've told you, but I've also
you've kind of complimented me.
I've kind of stroked your balls a little bit, but I've also nipped, squeezed it, whatever, right? So
I just want to say, when you go to the washroom, it smells like the worst thing I've ever smelled, which is like a compliment, kind of, because it's like, I mean, how often can you say that's the worst thing I've ever smelled in my life? And whenever you dropped in there. And so I'm not saying that you should maybe eat more vegetables or something or fruit, but I mean, good job, man.
Is that something you're actually talking to me about now?
I mean, it's I'm just showing my example of that.
Go fuck yourself.
It's wretched, but you're just how it's wow, I probably never experienced something like that again in my life, Yeah. I mean, nothing else I do.
Why don't you get that cup of water, turn it sideways, stick it up your ass?
Well, if I turn it sideways, all the water's going to fall out.
Then that's another problem we're going to have to deal with.
So you're saying I have to put all this water in my butt?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how you deal with the problems. Talk to the person. Do it in a nice psychological way.
I guess what I did to Kevin there wasn't as nice. I mean, there was I didn't really know how to compliment a shit.
You got to work on
so
it.
bad. Other than saying it was the worst thing, it was just a compliment because it's just it's just so extra smelly.
Dude, you know how I would have approached it? So, for instance, let's say you're the one with the shitty shits.
You would have gone oh,
no,
man,
dude,
smelly.
Dude, I would have been like, dude, you've been working out, eh?
Protein farts?
I'm not even there yet, but dude, you've been working out, eh?
No, not at all.
No, man, you're at least taking protein, right?
No.
Well, I mean, you look
just radishes.
Radishes. Oh, dude, that's
on the only radish diet.
Sick diet.
Yeah.
Sick diet.
You know the problem that happens with that though?
What?
Some really bad gas.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Just wondering.
Do you know what a radish fart really smells like?
No, but it just feel
it smells like a poopy radish.
Okay, just wondering if you could maybe take care of that. But you know what? Keep it up though. You look sick though. You look swole, bro.
Well, I mean, I've been adding in apple cider vinegar into it together, and it's like a juicing kind of thing.
I don't care at this point.
I mean, the cleanse just really cleaning me out. So I mean, in the end, I think if you want to know for sure, Kevin, I think the smells won't be there at all. Eventually, just be gone. It'll be cleared everything out of there.
This is where I would walk away.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what you got to do with that problem. Nip it in the bud. Okay.
Yeah, it's always good to be honest. I think the one thing I would say about having roommates is that, especially if they're not your good friend, then they should be people that you shouldn't have a problem being direct with. Because when you live with friends, sometimes it's hard to be that blunt communicating to people because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want to bother them. You don't want to make them, you don't want to be their boss or tell them to do stuff.
But
whereas someone else who's kind of somewhere in between that and a friend, you're I guess, yeah, it's you should be able to.
Just remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Because in the end, most people are pretty reasonable, I think they'll listen to you.
Yeah, except
for
radicals. Anyways, I want to dig into the next person issue. Kirk, this is something you might.
Let's get into it.
You might actually. Yeah, this might. Oh, it's not Kirk. I thought it was just Kirk Hicks.
That's not my name on here.
No, the question is, it's been a long time since anyone's touched me.
Mm-hmm.
No one ever hugs me or holds my hand. No one likes touched me. So I'm starved for human attention. I need someone to love me, or I don't know how much more of this I can take. I might be able to handle living in a shitty trailer and being a worthless loser if somebody loved me. But maybe that's why no one does. Because I'm a worthless...
I'm sorry who wrote that.
Are you fucking kidding me? Worthless loser, man. Dude.
It was just so disparaging to this guy. I was laughing. I was like, this can't be real. I was gonna say, did you find this on like the insult page or something of fucking Reddit?
No, it's
okay.
This person just this person hasn't been touched in a while, dude. Human
All
contact
right,
is important.
I'm just gonna say it.
Dude, this guy's gonna off himself in his fucking shitty trailer tonight.
I hope not.
You know,
he's not gonna see this tonight. So, well, I'm gonna say I'm sorry for laughing. I just didn't. It was just getting a little much. That was all. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a little much. I mean, you're being a bit dramatic here.
Okay.
But I do empathize.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say this. Hey, man, if no one's touching you, maybe you got to make the first move. Bam.
So what? Now you're advocating.
Get out of your trailer.
Yeah.
Make the first move on somebody. Look at
forcibly?
somebody. I know, I mean, not forcibly, but like pick something easy.
Like
pick like go to a senior citizens home.
Mm.
They want to hug people there and like shake your hand and stuff like that.
Right.
But like maybe not in a sexual way. But who knows?
You know who gets a lot of human contact? If you get a job as a what do you call those?
Massager?
No, you wear like a dinosaur costume. What fucking what do you call those kids?
A mascot? Birthday party person?
One of those like when you go to.
But I don't know if this. I want this guy in. I don't want this guy in like a mascot.
You get a lot of hugs by kids.
It's a mascot.
Okay, like Mickey Mouse.
That's a mascot.
Okay, a mascot. Become a mascot and get hugs from a lot of people.
But I mean, like, do you really want that guy being the kid that your kids are hugging, though?
I
don't.
It
sounds
I'm
like.
Not saying,
I mean, I don't know if I know this guy's backstory at this
Who
point.
knows?
I'm like, I don't know if I want him the one getting this attention. Especially, it sounds like he's more or less the human attention he's really, I think, searching is potentially sexual. So.
Well, no. I mean, look, dude.
It could be. You think
this guy's
you think it's like any form of physical attention he's missing, or like could be.
He's looking for human contact.
But it sounds like he's somewhat love too. Like it sounds like he's connecting this to love.
Well, here's the thing. I think obviously he's looking. That's the ultimate goal.
Maybe I'm thinking something. He should get a dog.
That could be a little.
Because this is two-parter for why I think he should get a dog.
Fair enough.
Dogs are very affectionate. They will lick you. You
Yes.
can close your eyes, pretend it's a human, and
okay.
you can. This guy could.
Yes.
He could.
Yes.
And they're very. You can pet them, and they kind of they're playful.
Yeah.
Also, you take that dog on a walk outside of your trailer park. You clean up a bit. You go to the dog park. You meet a woman. You shake her hand. You go on a date, maybe. You know, have a good time. You might get yourself out there. You know, I think this could be a step in the right direction for this guy.
Right. You know what though, and this is going to be a little bit outside of the box. Yours is definitely a valid way. There are professional services that provide touchy. Like there's a
Kevin, are you going to say that they make robots now that are almost human-like?
close. But no, there are escorts that do provide like the girlfriend experience.
Mm-hmm.
Come over, hang out.
Eat your chips,
and then eat your ass. You know, they'll do whatever you want, and you know what? At least look.
I'm gonna say this is worse advice.
Nah, man, dude.
Because I think this guy. The thing is,
escorts are providing a Listen, man. This
guy wants more than just sex. I think he wants someone to touch him and maybe even befriend him, love him. I think there's more of the context behind this. This guy's lonely.
Yeah, but
he's not gonna facing this sort of situation. He's just not gonna be. He doesn't want a hump and dump situation.
Yeah, but we don't know his situation. What if this guy? Again, this is not. What if this guy's like really deformed? Mm-hmm. We're talking Elephant Man.
Trailer park deformed because he's in a trailer park.
I'm just saying.
Like in a trailer park, people sometimes are inbred. I'm sorry.
You want to assume? That?
Yeah. I mean, that's a thing that can happen.
What if this guy is literally like just so? Look, it's easy for you to say, yeah, get a dog.
I don't think he's that. I'm not gonna bet he's not that gross. He just sounds depressed. Some people get in that mode. Like I've met people who don't seem that like don't look too bad, but like things start going the wrong way for some people, and they just go down a dark path.
Yeah, I mean. Again, I don't know how long he's been doing it for. Listen, man, doing the solo thing, being a lone wolf, it ain't easy. But I think when it comes to if you are missing that, like, dude, you got to get like friends. You got to get some type of a social thing. So you might have to join a couple clubs. If you really are looking for a touchy thing, maybe get into like fucking jujitsu and then roll on the mat with some people. right? I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
sweep kick somebody and you're touching maybe their
I don't
butt
know.
a bit. You
But here's the thing. I think there's right now we live in an age where if there's something you want, there are venues to get. So if you want to be touched, simply touched, and maybe hugged or whatever, there's professional cuddlers. There's these things called cuddlers where it's not sex, but you go to their place, they come to your place. You guys just basically
how do you know about this? I've never heard of this.
I know. I have a lot of vast knowledge. Okay, Kirk.
But normally knowledge comes from practice sometimes?
No, it's just
They say experience is also...
No, it's called I know the deep web. I've seen... Kirk, I've seen things on the deep web.
I know you've seen things.
I've seen things.
So you've seen videos of people cuddling?
I've seen way more than just cuddling.
I know I'm saying that.
Okay. I know what's out there.
Okay, I'll pose this question then.
Yes.
Is there a service in our greater Toronto area where I could call up somebody and they come and cuddle me right now?
I don't know any specifics.
Like, if you give me a phone number, I'll call them right now and they will cuddle both of us on this podcast.
No.
And this, as I'm saying, I don't think it's real.
I'm willing to bet that it is. I will find it.
I think it's sort of like it seems weird. I feel like it doesn't exist in this area.
No, it does, dude. In Toronto, you know how many lonely people live in Toronto?
I don't know.
How many things and how many people
More and more people are single apparently.
In Toronto?
No, there was like this one show I was watching and I was like, and it was all like people our age or younger. Like it was that Hassan Minaj's show on Netflix. And they did a thing because they were just making fun of student loans and like, statistics or something like that. And so they're like, we did a poll, everyone answered questions on like their, when they first came in, and they said like 74% of the audience was single.
Hey, man.
Which is like, that's a lot of people who are single going somewhere, right?
But listen.
Like, you got to think, like, there's only 25% of the people there that are in relationships.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow. And then some of those people probably came together, too, in a relationship. Right. So that makes it even, like, more unproportional.
But hold on. You got to be weird with those numbers because, look, 79 people say that they're single, but how many of them are fucking? How many of them are on Tinder?
No, I just
whatever?
mean like it's just like I'm talking about an age of loneliness though.
Whoopity-doo.
Like, well, I'm just saying like we're talking about like this age, people are lonelier because we're like connected, but we're not really.
Of course, that's how it is.
So that's all I'm saying. Is that's what it seems like, and this is like a younger demographic. This crowd, you could say this crowd is like a pretty young crowd, probably 18 to 30 mostly, right? So that like is a high proportion of people are single. So that maybe is meaning like like the end of something, like it's just like we're headed down a wrong path of like, people just not being connected, and then like I don't know. What do you think about that though?
I love it.
You like being disconnected?
It's the world of singles just fucking and sucking each other.
I think I've realized over time, like I used to be kind of more of an introvert, but I realized I really like to talk to people, and I'm just like it's weird when I like meet people who are younger now and they're not very good at talking. It's like you're just fucking awkward.
Oh, yeah. It's
like if you meet
sick.
someone who's 18 now, like some people at my work are 18, 19, and they're fucking awkward. It's just like, and I'm like, I thought I was weird.
No.
And it's like, they're the weirdest people. They're just like,
and
then just like, they just kind of like slowly turn and go back on their phone. They're
but you know what though? Yeah, when you start talking to them in the DMs or online or through text, they become a social butterfly. But yeah, when it comes to like talking to a human being, they're like, oh fuck, you're real. Like they.
Oh no.
Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know. But, for this guy's problem,
what about being a furry?
Yes.
That's another way to do it. That's combining both of ours things?
Fine.
Like the dog thing?
Yes.
With the prostitution thing.
Yes. To clarify, Kirk, what is a furry?
It's an adult person who dresses up like a cartoon dog character or animal character, and they have meetups with other like-minded people. Sometimes they fuck, sometimes they don't, but they have adventures.
There you go. So that's what you can do. You can either get an escort, or you could go out and buy a dog and meet a person like a normal person. Sorry, I don't like to use the word normal. Or, you can become a furry. You can be a furry.
I think that's a good one.
Okay, that's a good one.
I think I solved with that.
Just
we gave them good options. Listen, those are three good options.
I'm just saying, Kirk, next time somebody's like, putting their heart out there about living in a fucking shitty trailer and maybe wanting to kill themselves.
Maybe this is how you were reading it too. You were reading it like it was like you're piling it on. I thought you were doing it on purpose. Next time I will read the question as well, so I won't think Kevin's just adding more adjectives to it to make it sound worse.
What? I was trying to give it a Christopher Walken. I was trying to.
He's
the men.
But you were kind of like you kind of paused and you're like, Yeah, I just want to kill myself.
No. Anyways,
all right.
let's do one more, and then we're gonna wrap this bitch up. This one is an X problem from an anonymous person. So it's from a lady, and her
This
question
is from Ask Men.
Yes.
Ask Men or Ask Men?
Ask with a K.
Yeah.
The title is, why is my ex of almost 1 year still talking to me? Hashtag he wants to fuck. Let's go into the question. So the question was, he broke up with me on my B-day, moved to another place, posted pics with friends having fun, etc. He said he didn't make me happy and wanted to become a better man for me, but told everyone we broke up. Deleted photos and then told me they were old and that's why he did it. I tell him that he really hurt me and there is no chance for us to get together again. He never tried to see me when he broke things up. Why now? He says he loves me and that's it. I don't buy it anymore. So I say that he never worried about how I was, and suddenly he realizes I'm the love of his life. He says he's sorry. I stop replying. Next day he messaged me as if I was still his girlfriend. I don't reply. He keeps doing it until I get upset and say it's his fault. Why does he do this if he broke up with me? I don't know. I've dealt with stuff like this before. I don't know, Kirk. What do you think's going on here? Broken up for a year. Mm-hmm. He contacts her out of the blue, kind of like, "Hey, I still love you."
You think he just regrets his decision? Maybe. Maybe he's like, now on the open market, he sees his value, and he's like, "Oh wow, I was doing much better with this woman. Like everyone else out here is shit. So I'm gonna have to do my best to sneak my way back into her favor." That's what I kind of assume, because it sounds like, or maybe some people just like. I mean, it's different because normally the person who gets dumped, they're the ones who try to like get things back together sometimes because they've been like cut off of something they thought was going well, maybe,
right. And
so they might have a different outlook of what the relationship was like. When you're the person doing the dumping and then you try to go back to that person, it's almost like I almost think it has to be like the guy just realized in the open market he's not doing very well,
right.
And this woman was actually a good girlfriend and was a nice partner,
right?
And that he fucked up, but I mean, you kind of made your bed.
You know what? Normally me and you kind of thing, but you know what? You kind of hit it on the nose. What I think happened was, I don't know how long they were together or whatever, but what happened was this guy basically saw his girlfriend, was like, maybe the grass is greener on the other side. Breaks up with her, goes his own way, does his thing for about a year, realizes the grass is not as green as he thought. But he's like, you know what? That one did actually love me. Pretty
maybe
good.
She went like on a diet too.
Maybe she got hotter. Maybe whatever.
She started putting up Instagram photos of her doing like CrossFit or something.
And then anyways, he saw it and he's like, you know what? I'm the one that. See, here's the thing. A lot of people have this thing where if they dump it, they think that they have the power to get it back too because they made the power move, right? So what happens is he shoots a text, be like, hey, still love you. Let's fuck. And obviously this is causing her distress.
Because for me, I think like that'd be something I wouldn't do. I'd feel really weird if I decided to go back on it.
Right.
Whereas like I'd be like, I don't know, this is personally, I would be like, oh my God. Like that's like I would feel like you've made that decision, you just can't go back on it.
Right.
So it's interesting that some people would though.
Well, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's a psychology part of it. Like when someone does the dumping, there's also that guilt that does stick a while for whatever. But you know what? Also too is that a lot of people like in these types of situations, they don't really. And here's the thing. They're not like it's one of the hardest things with. They say sometimes a breakup is actually harder to take than a death of somebody. Because with a death, there's a final, there's nothing I can do. It's
sometimes
done.
It's like they're in a better place mentality. You can like, you can bereave and you can get over it.
Sure.
Whereas like you know like they're not coming back next week and you're gonna see them at Taco Bell.
Right. But yeah, exactly. There's a final, but with a breakup, there's always that what if or maybe one day or a lot of like up in the air. So some things, these things drag on for a while. Like I've been through it. I know people who've had stuff where, like they don't talk to their ex for 6 months, and then out of nowhere they start talking again, and then whatever, right? Like, and people do get back together or whatever. Again, my only thing is with this. So basically, just to answer this person's advice, or sorry, to help this person out, is that she wants to know why her ex is still talking to her. Ultimately, the ex is trying to make a play. Probably wants to still keep you in and around. Whether he wants to keep you as a booty call, whether he wants to, actually get back together and make things actually work out, who knows? That's your job to really dig it and find out.
Yeah, just maybe just fuck with him at this point.
Maybe, but
you're just like, I guess now you're in the place of power.
Right.
He made the power move originally.
Right.
So now you're in that place, and just see what you can do with it.
Just be careful when it comes to these things, because at the end of the day,
men sometimes can be violent.
This is not even a man or a girl thing. This is more of at the end of the day, if somebody dumped you, and that means at one point in their life, they thought that you weren't good enough. You just weren't thing or whatever, right? So maybe you guys get back together. Maybe you guys live happily ever after. But at the end of the day, you got to live with the fact that at one point, this person thought that you weren't good enough.
And I was going to say, there's some lonely guy in a trailer park who's never been touched.
Right.
And he deserves your love much more than this bastard.
Right. I'm also...
So if you want to go find him,
yeah,
I'd recommend that, because, that guy's going to be all over you and never dump you.
Yeah. But he might kill you because he... But anyways,
it might be some sort of suicide pact or something.
Yeah,
but no, other than that, he would be very romantic, I'm sure.
Yeah. So to answer a question, look, guys do it, girls do it. It comes down to a lot of people look through the past, rose-colored glasses, and there's a lot of that, what do you call warming up the leftovers, right, and all that shit, right? Like sometimes guys have a rough time out there. Time. No, sometimes guys have a rough time going and doing the single thing, and trying to meet new people. That they're like, you know what? I'm gonna go back into my black book. I'm gonna go back into my past and see who's available, right? Just warm up, whatever, right? So he might be just coming back to you because it's like, we had good times. I can heat that up again, and let's fuck. So just be careful with that shit. I personally would say, look, if you're lonely and you just want to get fucked, and he was a good fuck, then yeah, get together. But like if you're
saying fuck weird.
I'm trying to keep it PG.
Really?
I don't know. I think ultimately you got to make the call what you want to do with this guy. Just be very wary, and with these situations, think with your head and not with your heart.
Or you could do both, mix of both. What does your heart say? Go with your heart. Sounds like your heart was broken once. Maybe don't go back to this guy.
You're gonna get broken again. Anyways,
so
be guarded, be safe, and have fun. Anyways, I think we that was a good helpline. I think we.
Yeah, I want to say besides me laughing a little bit, I think even then I still gave good advice, and you did as well. You kept it together.
Yes.
We fucking killed it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give us an 8 out of 10.
Sure, why not a full 10?
Not a full 10 because, on my part, there was some laughter.
You did laugh at the person who lives in a shitty trailer.
And I feel like we weren't as definite with some of these answers as possible.
Sure.
So I don't think, there's always room for improvement.
Okay.
And we realize that as the other guys because we're always about becoming better.
Yes.
And learning from our own advice.
Exactly. And don't forget, if you want to help us, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
And those comments can be, again, what? Problems, yes. Yeah, and or hypothetical things.
Hypotheticals, yeah.
You're like...
Or nudes, just in general. We'll take nudes.
Or like math problems he wants to solve.
Maybe.
Kevin's like Matt Damon and...
No, I'm not.
No, he's just like Matt. He's just like regular Matt Damon who can't... Or maybe he's kind of smart too, right?
I literally get pissed when people ask me for a math thing because I'm like, you have a phone. You have abundance of resources. Why are you asking me as a human being? But anyways, that's another problem that I'm going to deal with. But that's the other guy's podcast. We're out. Bye.
Bye.